All right, everyone. This is the last section in the unit for now. We're going to go ahead and talk about congruence based on angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So far we've talked about side, 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 and we've talked about two sides with an angle in the middle. Now we're going to be talking about two angles. Yeah, I should probably do this in a different color. Two angles with a side in the middle and angle, angle, side. Now, in the same breath, I want to talk about things that you can't use. You can't use side, side, angle. And not just because it makes a dirty word if you put it in reverse. It's called the side, side, angle fallacy, and it doesn't hold up, and I'm going to try and talk about that here in a minute. The other thing that you cannot use to prove triangle congruency is angle, angle, angle. And the reason why is because you can have two triangles with the same kinds of angles, with the same measures of angles, but different sizes, right? And so you could have one that's small and one that's big. So without any sides there to help you gain perspective as to how big it is, you can't really do anything else with it. You can't prove that they're the same, but you can prove that they're similar, that they're the same shape, even if maybe they're not the same size. So moving forward, we're going to talk about angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. Let me give you an example of angle, angle, side. So if I've got these two, let's use a different color here. These two triangles, and I've got a little right angle right here. I've got this other triangle, and these are right triangles, right? Because they have that little right angle, right? Okay, and this angle is the same as this angle, so we have two angles that we know are the same, right? We've got a side here and a side here. The basis of all of these theorems is that if you have an angle, it's related to a side. And if you have a side, it's related to an angle. So if you have an angle, it's related to a side. Let's take a look. These angles right here are related to this side. So the angles form the opposite sides. And you can try this at home by using your hands to make angles. So with a small angle, you create a smaller side. Or you can even use your eyes to do this, right? Because if your eyes are only open a little bit, then you can see a little bit. If your eyes are open wide, then you can see a lot. So the angles make the sides. Okay, well, let's take a look at what information that we have given to us now. Let me go ahead and erase these because this wasn't given to us in the problem. I just made that up. Okay, whoop. We're going to pretend these look like triangles still. So, angle, angle, side. Where's our angle, angle, side? Well, here's one angle, here's two angles, and here's a side. So we know, well, let's double check the other one too. Angle, angle, side. So I'm going clockwise this way to find it, and I'm going clockwise this way to find it, right? Angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So how do I know that they're the same? Okay, so let's go back through this. The blue angle makes the blue side. The black right angle makes the black side. And oh shoot, I've run out of colors. Okay, well, let's go ahead and use green then. For my third angle, it's made from the third side. Please excuse my son's iPad games that he's loaded. Okay, and we can prove congruency from that. because, oh, sorry, let me back that up. We don't even need that third side and angle. The reason for that being that if two sides are the same, then the third side must be the same. So we've talked about that before. If two sides are the same, then the third side must also be the same on the triangle. And so technically we're proving this with side, 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 but we're using these angles as well. Let me go ahead and try that one again. Let's run it one more time. This time, hopefully, I can express it in proper English terms. So we've got two triangles. We're trying to prove that they are indeed the same. Let me draw this one a little bigger. Okay. Let me try again. One more time. We've got this. Right angle, right angle. We're given this angle is the same as this angle, and so we have those two angles. So we could prove angle, 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 except we can't prove it with angle, 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 right? Because they could be two different sizes. So we need a side to help us out. And the side that we're given, this one, is the same as this one. So side, side, or sorry, angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. That's enough information to prove that our triangles are congruent. Okay, let's try another one. This next example okay, they tell us this angle is the same as this angle. This side is the same as this side. And you say, but wait, Mr. Reynolds, that's not two angles. Do you see the third angle yet? Look for it. What about this right here? We've got these two straight lines that make these, what are they called again? Starts with a V, vertical angles. So we've made our own second angle. So here's my first angle, my second angle, and my side. Going this way, right? Here is my first angle, my second angle, and my side. Rotating this way, huh? So we're finding two angles and then a side. And that's all we need. Two angles next to each other and a side that's not between them. Okay, so the other one that we want to work on is angle, side, angle. Let me get a better example here. This one's good. Okay, here we go. Ready? And I hope you're following along. I'm going to draw a little parallelogram here. And we're going to hope it looks like a parallelogram. And then there's a line that bisects it, cuts it in half. Okay, ready? This side, or sorry, this angle is the same as this angle. And this angle is the same as this angle. So it's a little twisted, not too bad. Okay, if we have two angles, we could prove that the third angle is also the same, but angle, angle, angle doesn't get us anywhere. We need a side. Can you find any sides that are the same for both triangles? There are three options that we're looking for when we're making our own sides and angles. We already talked about the first one, vertical angles. Vertical angles. There aren't any vertical angles here. There's no x's that are cutting it so that we have those vertical pairs. The next thing that we can look for, we've talked about this before, is reflexive sides. Sides that are the same for both triangles. And then one of the other things we want to make sure we look for, well, let's just leave it with those two for now. I'll keep you updated as we run into the others. So we don't have any vertical angles. Do we have any reflexive sides? Do we have any sides that are shared for both triangles? We do. It's right here. So for this first one, I have an angle, a side, and another angle. Angle, side, and another angle. So by angle, angle with a side in between, by angle, side, angle, we know that these triangles are congruent. Please see your textbook if you want more information on that, or schedule a tutoring meeting, because I want to just keep this as simple as possible. The triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. Okay, remember, there are, well, actually, let's go ahead and do one more where you don't have enough information given. That way you can see what those are like. Okay, so let's say I've got two triangles and they look the same. My little Dorito chip triangles that aren't quite congruent. I have these angles that are the same. I have these sides that are the same, and they don't tell us anything else. Are there any vertical angles? Nope. There's no intersecting lines, right, that are making those kissing V's or those vertical angle pairs. Are there any reflexive sides? Sides that are shared by both triangles? No, there's none of that either. In fact, there's not enough information given, so what we say is not enough information. Or you could just make a 0 and put a line through it. Or say NA, no answer. Because we don't have enough information given to prove that these are indeed congruent. So, take a look at the homework, see what you can do, and then I'll start putting a review together and a couple of quizzes and a test so that we can move on to the next unit. See you soon.